If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 101 of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15. We're starting with an away trip, this time to Aston Villa, up in Birmingham to Villa Park. As you can see, though, they're having a rather average season so far, although to be fair, it's probably what you might expect from Aston Villa in real life, and it's definitely an unrecognisable Aston Villa side. A few players there that you would not expect to see in a Villa starting 11, like Hamuma, like Martin Braithwaite, like Sigris, the goalkeeper. Not really too sure where these guys have come from. They've actually got Bojan on the bench as well, of all players, from formerly of Stoke, of course. But you can see the travelling fans up in that corner of the far stand, and we brought plenty of support, and plenty of first team players are out on the pitch for us today. As you can see, it is a full strength starting 11. We'll be trying to do our best here to pick ourselves up some points, because we've been stuttering of late, not having the best of results recently. We really need to step things up, otherwise our European football push may have to take a back seat until next season. But Hamuma and Craig Gardner it'll be Gary Gardner, won't it? Play the ball about really nicely, and then it is Gardner that ends up with the shot. I think it is Gary Gardner, isn't it? Craig Gardner used to be at Villa, and then he's now at West Brom, after quite a lengthy spell at Sunderland. I might be wrong, you'll have to correct me in the comments if I am, but I think that's where his brother is. I think they're brothers, they might be cousins, I don't know. I know they're related, Gary Gardner and Craig Gardner, and it was Gary that put Villa 1-0 up there, and a good save by Sigris, the goalkeeper, stopped us from making it 1-1 just a few moments later. Then Fabian Delph gets it through to Hamuma again. He's quite a creative player actually, Hamuma, was causing me a few problems. Here's Mikey Drennan, breaks past the defence, and a really top finish. He's a player that we had on loan at Walsall on Football Manager about 2.5 months ago. So we know what Drennan is all about, and he does score quite a few goals. We're going to try and get ourselves one back here, as you can see, into stoppage time at the end of the first half. Georgiev with the turn in the box, gets completely chopped. Referee points to the spot. We are going to have the chance to get ourselves one goal back before the end of half time. And Akore didn't even notice he'd been sent off there. He had his back turned when the referee pulled the red car out. Here he notices actually that he has actually been sent off. But it took so long. I initially had someone else taking the penalty. They switched to Fabian Cassada, and it took so long for it to change player. You know, where they just kind of you change player and they stand next to the ball on the penalty spot for what seems like an absolute age, and then eventually they walk back and take the penalty. Then it took the penalty for me. I didn't get the chance to actually set the power bar where I wanted it, and unfortunately he put it over the top of the bar. So we get a stroke of luck with a red card, and then a stroke of bad luck with the fact that it took the penalty for me and stopped the bar in the red. So, fuck my life. So it's 2-0, and we're only 15 minutes from time here. Villa firmed up defensively. Benikafobia has come on, skips past one challenge there, dances around a couple more. Goalkeeper really will be disappointed, though, that he didn't keep that out. But we finally have ourselves a goal back, and looking to try and get ourselves an equaliser to get a point here at Villa Park. We've got less than 10 minutes to go now. Luke Berry pushing forward. He and Benikafobia actually had a very positive influence on the game coming off the bench, but Sporlo, our left mid, has the chance, but drills it wide of the post, and that was going to be the final chance of the game. So unfortunately, that glitched penalty costs us a result there, and we end up losing 2-1 away at Villa Park, when we really should have had ourselves at least a draw, if not a victory. But I was really disappointed with that, and we had to pick ourselves up, because the next game was away again, and this time slightly more difficult task. Manchester United away from home at Old Trafford, currently top of the table, a full 14 points ahead of us, down in 9th now, and we're starting to lose touch with those European places. It really looks like that opportunity is going to pass us by, which will please some of you, because I know a few of you have been saying that, oh, it's too easy and it's unrealistic, but the whole point of a Road to Glory series is, to be successful. If I sat, getting almost relegated 3 or 4 seasons in a row, then you guys would get bored and not watch. So I think it's a good thing that we're being competitive in every season, but obviously at present, being our first particular season in the Premier League, perhaps it's a good thing that we're actually in some dodgy form right now and falling down the table. Maybe that will please some of you to see me starting to lose quite a few games, but we'll try and not lose this one. But Man United are coming on the attack at the start of the first half. As you can see, Nani Slotsu Di Maria is pretty much on the goal line, and I cannot believe he's been able to score from that angle. A ridiculous goal from Angel Di Maria. Very, very good finish. Galese obviously shouldn't have been beaten at his near post there, but to be fair, he probably wasn't expecting the shot to come in the first place, so you can kind of let him off there. So we find ourselves 1-0 down again. The question was, were we going to go 2-0 down like we did against Villa, or were we going to get ourselves back in it? And De Gea has to make a very, very good save from Michael O'Halloran to stop us, bringing ourselves back on level terms. So we're at least proving that we can create stuff at the other end at Old Trafford, but as you can see, they're playing some very nice football here, Manchester United. Di Maria involved again. Thought that had gone off the pitch, actually, so I kind of switched off, and then Valencia hits the bar with the resulting header from the cross. Pretty sure that had crossed the line, actually, at the far post, and Di Maria has been doing all the strange stuff so far, scoring from the byline and then seemingly bringing the ball back onside or back onto the field from being off the field. Fortunately, though, they didn't score from it, although they were going to hit the bar again through Nani this time, and then Rooney's follow-up header was well saved by Galese. But as you can see, Man United were just completely dominating me in the first half, but Kevin Schmidt has the chance to catch them on a counter-attack here. Doesn't quite get his feet sorted as quickly as I might like him to. Does get the shot off, though, and De Gea with a very good save. But I kind of killed my own momentum there, trying to do the defender by switching side to side, and the guy Kevin Schmidt just wasn't good enough. The player straight up just wasn't good enough to keep changing direction like that. And I recorded this after playing an episode of the Inter Milan career mode where I've been able to make runs like that with Xherdan Shaqiri. Unfortunately, though, Kevin Schmidt wasn't good enough to make that sort of run, and in the end, we weren't good enough to get anything from the game. We lose 1-0 away from home against top of the side Manchester United, so we have to come back home to the Abbey Stadium here in the third and final game of the episode, in the snow, unfortunately, to try and pick ourselves up a result against Hull City, who currently sit one place above the relegation zone, and we're now 10th, so slap bang mid-table. Couldn't have had a more average season so far if we wanted to, but we did expect this, didn't we? I said at the beginning of the season, and it was a trend through every season that we've played so far in this series, so we always start off very, very strong indeed, and then from kind of January onwards, we kind of go through a really inconsistent spell. It's happened every single season so far, in first, second, third, and now in the fourth, and it didn't cost us any sort of promotion in the previous seasons, although it did cost us a couple of league titles in League One and in the Championship, but I'm hoping it isn't going to cost us too much here in this BPL season. I think we'll be safe, but it is definitely going to cost us a European spot, but hopefully we'll be able to improve in the summer next season and really challenge with some much better players to get ourselves into those European spots, because I would like to play with Cambridge in Europe before the end of this series as we head into FIFA 16, but there's still plenty of time to do so. There's still about 4 months, and we've got a good 2 or 3 seasons left in us here with this series, but they get played through here through Abel Hernandez. Already made a great save from the free kick, Galese, and then makes another good save from Abel Hernandez there, and a really, really top goalkeeper Galese is turning out to be for us, growing quite nicely as well, obviously highly sought after in the transfer windows, but unfortunately there was nothing he could do there against the shot of Stephen Quinn, beaten at his near post for the second time in today's episode. We'll kind of let him off for the Di Maria one, but that one I really can't. It was a goalkeeping mistake, but Georgiev on the attack at the other end pretty much immediately. He's left-footed though, Georgiev, tried to beat their goalkeeper at the near post. They've actually got John Ruddy in goal, bought him from Norwich, and unfortunately we couldn't beat him at the near post the same way they beat our Peruvian at that front stick earlier on in the half. But a bit of a mix-up here at the back. The clearance isn't the best. Knocked back down towards Tom Ince. Good finish. And we find ourselves 2-0 down after half an hour. And we look like we're heading towards 3 back-to-back defeats for the first time, I think, ever in this series. It might be the first time ever if we lose this game, but we've still got plenty of time to get ourselves back in it. Michael Woods pops the ball into the back of the net, and that really did give me a boost of confidence as we headed in towards half-time. In stoppage time, we make it 2-1, and now we find ourselves in a similar sort of position to the Aston Villa game, where it was just surely a case of powering down towards their goal and trying to get ourselves a goal to go in front. We hit the inside the post there. It comes back, hits John Ruddy, and they do scramble it clear. And then 20 minutes to go now. Time is running out. Aguilar gets the ball in the middle here into Sporla. Thought about playing the ball around the outside, didn't. Got it back to Aguilar, into Georgiev on his favoured left foot again, but this time John Ruddy makes the save first time around, rather than relying on it hitting him coming back off the post. And we do, in fact, for the first time in the series, lose 3 back-to-back games in an episode, which is particularly frustrating because we now still sit 10th. But as you can see, 10 wins, 9 draws, 10 defeats. It's been a particularly average season for us so far, and we are now 5 points behind Southampton in 9th. So it
looks like with 9 games to go, we're probably going to be finishing about mid-table this year, which is about what you might expect with the quality of our squad and the season that we've had so far. So it's not too disappointing, but obviously I'd like to pick up my form in the next few episodes because I've really dropped off of late, and I think we've lost like 4 of the last 6. So not necessarily in the best of form right now, but there's still time to turn that around and enjoy the last few games of our first Barclays Premier League season before looking to really improve the side next summer if we possibly can. I'm going to use the prize money I get for finishing wherever I finish in the league to go towards some youth scouts. So hopefully we'll be able to get some good youth players through the system as well, and that will help the team grow as well as using the transfer budget next season. But for now, that is going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, check the channel page for anything you missed over the past few days, and I'll see you next time.